Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Versatility is the name of the game today, and a lot of times fragrance consumers search for fragrances that can be worn despite the season, despite the occasion, despite the wardrobe and what you happen to be wearing on that day. And so in this video, I have compiled 10 of the most versatile fragrances in my entire collection. I'm excited to share this niche list with you, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I go over 10 of the most versatile fragrances in my collection, you can pretty much wear these whenever you want, wherever you want, no matter how you're dressed. And I'm also going to give you a little bit of commentary on each one as I reveal them. I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content and if you take something of value from today's episode. I also want to mention that if you are interested in sampling any of these fragrances, you may do so at scentsplit.com. All of the links are going to be down below. ScentSplit is an amazing decanting website. So if you want to get just 1 milliliter or 10 milliliters or whatever of any of these fragrances, especially if it's one where, according to my description, it sounds like you would end up really liking it, there are various option sizes available down below. So check out the links, and I hope you find some fragrances from the website that you really like. And all 10 of these fragrances can be worn any time of the year, no matter what the season or occasion or situation. And so let's just go ahead and dive into the list. And I have to get this one out of the way. I'm sorry. This is one that's kind of expected on a lot of these lists, and it's none other than Creed Aventus. Now, of course, pineapple, apple, birch, blackcurrant. You know the drill with Aventus. This is an incredibly versatile fragrance. That bright bergamot, pineapple, and apple freshness is perfect for the hotter weather, but I think it has enough of that birch tar that adds that smoky, contemporary masculine quality that will also allow you to wear this one in the colder weather. It also happens to be my most complimented niche fragrance of all time. And so if you haven't tried Aventus, you need to at the very least get a sample. And so of course there's never a bad time to get compliments, there's never a bad time to smell good. Aventus always does wonders for me, and so that's going to sit in the number 10 spot. The next fragrance on this list, the number 9 fragrance, comes with a little bit of a caveat. And the reason for that is because I never wear this fragrance on its own. Very rarely do I wear this fragrance on its own. I love layering Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. So this is a singular composition, contains just one ingredient, which is Isoe Super. It's supposed to have a pheromone-like effect, and it has nuances of vetiver and cedar, and it's a little citrusy, a little fresh, a little soapy. And so it's the perfect fragrance to layer with other fragrances if you want to increase the longevity of other fragrances, and also if you just want to increase the complement factor. Because one thing that I've noticed is when I wear Molecule 01, I do tend to get more compliments than if I'm wearing just another fragrance on its own. And so number 9 spot goes to Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. Now, the next fragrance on this list is one that's been in my collection now for a couple of years, and it's by Xerjoff, and it's called Uden Overdose. Now, Uden Overdose is a little heavier than Uden, of course. With a name like Overdose, one would expect such. This one I think is perfect for the colder weather as opposed to Uden, which I think is a fragrance that works really well in the hotter weather. So this is a tobacco-based fragrance, but there's enough of that Italian citrus in here that really creates that bright effervescent quality in the opening, and then the tobacco and some of the darker ingredients really ground this composition and give it really good longevity. And I think it's the longevity, the classy nature of this that will allow you to wear it in a dressed up scenario, but there's enough of that citrus in here that makes this one casual as well. The next fragrance I want to talk about does possess a little bit of that Creed Aventus DNA, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why it's on this list, but it's none other than Hacivat by Nishane. Brilliant fragrance composed by Jorge Lee of MG International, based out of Istanbul, Turkey. And this, of course, does contain pineapple, like Creed Aventus, but it's a much darker, smokier fragrance, and it doesn't have the vanilla. So you're not going to get that vanillic sweetness that you get in the dry down of Creed Aventus. This is a little darker, a little more mature, albeit just as versatile as Creed Aventus. And then of course with that, we're going to go with another fragrance of which I'm the creative director, same exact perfumer, but this one doesn't have pineapple. This has green mango in it. So it has this ripe, slightly tart, yet still fresh quality, but it also has enough incense in the base to kind of create this smoky effect. And by Navitus Parfums, this one is called Primas. Primas meaning the beginning. Same exact perfumer as Hacivat. Jorge Lee has done some of my favorite fragrances out there. And so if you're looking for something that is perhaps a little bit darker than Hacivat, but has a bit more of an unconventional, unique, fresh, fruity opening, definitely check out Primas. And the next fragrance also has a bit of an Aventus DNA, I'm not going to lie. This one by Tiziana Terenzi is called Orion. Now Orion does have pineapple. It opens up very bright, fresh, and citrusy. But then in the base, you also have an added woodiness that you're not going to get in Creed Aventus. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this also contains agarwood. So if you're looking for something a little bit darker than Creed Aventus, but not in the direction of smoke, in the direction of woods, Orion will suit you very, very well. I don't want to turn this into an Aventus alternatives video, but it just goes without saying that Aventus is incredibly versatile, and Orion is one of those fragrances that you can wear in place of Aventus, especially if you're a fan of agarwood. So the next fragrance here has some myrrh in it. It has some incensey qualities. It has a little bit of citrus from what I remember, but it also has a spicy effect on account of the cardamom. And I think it's a sophisticated quality in this fragrance that makes me want to wear it all year long. This one is Oud Bleu Intense by Fragrance du Bois. Now, this is an amazing fragrance. Fragrance du Bois has some incredible offerings. I look forward to trying the new ones, Secret Tryst and another one, but this one is really, really good. The spiciness is very classy, so you can wear this one dressed up. It has enough of a fresh quality about it that you can wear it casually, and the longevity on it is excellent. You can afford to wear it all year long. And of course, with a lot of these fragrances, if they do have like superior longevity, you can always just apply conservatively in the hotter weather. This way you're not doing like 8 or 9 or 10 sprays and choking yourself out. You can do 2, 3, 4 sprays and still get away with it, especially if you're spraying on clothing like I often do. It's going to last you the entire day. Now, the fragrance in the number 3 spot is one of the best fragrances ever made. I gotta be honest, I love this fragrance so much. It's so unique, it's so original. I'm so happy that I acquired a bottle of this, and it's a little bit harder to find, I would say, especially when it comes to like being able to sample it at department stores. ScentSplit does have it, and they can make you samples of it if you wish. This is an elemi resin based fragrance, and elemi is a little fresh, it's a little fruity, but it also has like this exotic resinous quality about it. I love wearing this one casually just because I love wearing it all the time, but I also love wearing this one formally because it's so different from the other offerings from this brand. By Roja Parfums, it's called a Midsummer Dream. A Midsummer Dream by Roja Parfums. It's, again, a woodsy, sort of citrusy, elemi resin kind of a fragrance. There's a little bit of a mossy green base to it as well. And so that kind of adds like this contemporary masculine quality to the fragrance. But the elemi resin is so bright and different and exotic. And I love this fragrance so much. The fragrance in the number 2 spot, anybody out there will vouch that this is one of the most versatile fragrances on the niche side of things, by Parfums de Marly. None other than Percival, excuse me. Percival, very bright, fresh, citrusy lavender fragrance. It's a modern fougere. It has this ice flower note in there. It's a little like minty as well. It doesn't have mint in the note breakdown like Sedley, which is another Parfums de Marly fragrance. But Percival, super classy, casual, dressed up, no matter what you're wearing. If you're just wearing a t-shirt, a polo, business casual, a nice suit and tie, just amazing fragrance by Parfums de Marly. And I had to think really hard about which fragrance I was going to put in the #1 spot. And I wanted to offer an option that is lesser known. And I've done a review of this, so I'm sure a lot of people already know about this, especially if you've had the opportunity to watch this review. But this is an amazing, bright, citrusy, tart, grapefruit and rhubarb type of a fragrance. Now the rhubarb adds a little bit of a strawberry nuance, but in the base it also has like this green earthiness and an amaretto accord. So it's a little bit on the sweet side, maybe like 10% sweetness. It has a little bit of that almond effect that is the most beautiful complement to that grapefruit citrusy quality, and it's the amaretto with the woods and all of these other dark ingredients, base heavy ingredients that really give it some exceptional longevity. But it's the grapefruit, the rhubarb, and the other citrus in here that makes you love wearing this one casually in the hotter weather. It has this very classy vibe about it. Doesn't smell synthetic in the least bit. It's so amazing. I love this fragrance so much. And I could actually compare it to a couple other fragrances. Burlington 1819 by Roja Parfum, Tiger by Bulgari, but this one by Joovoy is called 21 Conduit St. This is one of the most versatile fragrances in my entire collection, and I personally love wearing this one to work. I love wearing it when I'm lounging around the house. I love wearing it when I'm dressed up in something nice, nothing too casual, when I really want to leave a good impression. 21 Conduit St. by Joovoy is just an awesome, versatile fragrance. And so, you know, here you have 10 fragrances that can be worn despite the occasion, despite the season. I hope you enjoyed this list. Leave a comment down below. What is the most versatile fragrance in your collection? If you want to list more than one, that's cool too. I'm always interested in reading your comments. I do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. It means a lot to me. Hope you took something of value from this video. If you did, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And once again, you can sample any of these fragrances at scentsplit.com. Links are going to be down below. Thank you for watching. Love you all. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.